I was never the type of man to create a scene. So when my wife Karen looked me straight in the eyes that night and said, "Sometimes I just wish you'd disappear," something deep inside me quietly broke. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply nodded, rose from the dinner table, and walked out of the home we had built together. I placed my keys on the counter, took nothing but my wallet and a small duffel bag, and left. No farewell, no explanations, just silence. For 10 years, I had poured myself into making her happy, working late, sacrificing my own dreams for hers, and brushing aside the signs that her feelings for me were fading. That one sentence was the confirmation I'd been avoiding. She no longer wanted me. Maybe she assumed I'd beg her forgiveness or fight to keep the marriage alive. But I had nothing left to give. So I did exactly what she wished. I disappeared. I moved 3 states away, legally changed my name, and found work as a carpenter, something I'd always loved but had abandoned for the corporate career she wanted me to chase. In a quiet town where nobody knew my past, I finally felt free. I cut off all contact. Not friends, not even my brother knew where I'd gone. I became a ghost. In time, I built a new life. I bought a small cabin near the woods, took custom furniture orders, and eventually opened my own shop. People admired me for my craftsmanship and calm nature. I was no longer someone's husband, no longer someone's disappointment. I was just a man working with his hands. And that was enough. 7 years slipped by. I had no clue what became of Karen, and I told myself I didn't care. I assumed she had moved on, maybe even married the man I suspected she'd been emotionally attached to before I left. At least, that's what I made myself believe. One afternoon, the bell over my shop door rang. A woman walked in. Her outfit was expensive but disheveled, like she'd been traveling for days or hadn't slept in weeks. Her eyes scanned the room until they locked onto me. She froze. And so did I. It was Karen. She looked older, but not just from age. She was worn down, heavy with something deeper. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "Michael." My old name. A name I hadn't heard in years. "You're alive." I didn't answer. I just stood there, arms folded, heart racing, face blank. Suddenly she broke down. Loud, uncontrollable sobs filled the shop, drawing stares from the other customers. She collapsed to her knees, shaking, repeating, "I'm sorry," over and over. It was messy, desperate, and completely unexpected. "I've searched for you for years," she gasped. "When you left, I thought you were dead. I filed missing person reports. I went through therapy. I ruined my life trying to find you." Her voice cracked. I didn't mean what I said. I was angry. I was stupid. I never thought you'd actually leave. Finally, I spoke. But I did. And I stayed gone. Her tear-filled eyes pleaded with me. "Please, please come back. Just talk to me. Let me explain. I need to make it right." I took a deep breath. "There's nothing to fix. You wished me gone and I disappeared." My voice was calm, steady, stripped of emotion. I had already found my peace. Her sobs grew heavier. But I didn't reach for her. All my tears had been shed years ago, alone in motel rooms and on forest trails. Her grief was no longer mine to carry. Eventually, she pulled herself up, wiping her face. "Do you hate me?" she asked. I paused. "No, I just don't feel anything anymore." She nodded, broken, and turned to leave. Just as I once had. I watched her walk away, no longer my wife, but a stranger. When the door closed behind her, I returned to my workbench, picked up my chisel, and continued carving.